Good morning. Time for a cup of joe with Jack. My daughter gave me this cup. It says Tesla on it when she was getting ready to pack up and move to the UK. So thank you, Crystal. I use this quite a bit. This and my other one with the pagan goddess on it. Anyway, I feel like I need to download some stuff and get it out of me, make room for some more. Do you ever feel like that? It's, just gotta empty some stuff out. So I wanted to share some things with you. First thing I want to do is, some of you have already seen this in my talk, but this is the inner structure, right? We're talking about the three hemispheres, top, bottom. This is actually the north. This is actually the south. Astrologers, you know that. But anyway, they're trisected. I know you see six. You see six, but what you're seeing is three in each half. That's important to understand because we're going to talk about how this will come in answer to this. So we really need to get our eyes set so that we're seeing hemispheres first, trisection of hemispheres second, and yes, indeed, it does make a six. But we want to understand because now, right, we're in the second half of Virgo. Yesterday was Virgo 16. Today is Virgo 17. Each one of these degrees will now come in answer to the previous ones. 16 will answer 1. 17 will answer 2. 18 will answer 3. 19 will answer 4. And so on around until we get 30 will answer 15. And we have a whole cycle. Now, I'm excited about Virgo because Virgo is the perfection of subjective and objective skills that permits man to develop his character to its fullest. So what an exciting degree. Our analytical skills, our inspections, our experimentation of things. In fact, this second half of Virgo is called the span of experimentation. And the first half was the span of idealization. So this is just a really exciting sign, not only for the reasons I've just explained, but also for another really important reason. It's the last of those individualization signs. Because now when we get to Libra, we're going into the social, the collective signs. So isn't it exciting to be able to really get into Virgo and see it in a new way where it can prepare us for sharing ourselves collectively. All right. Anyway, so that's why I'm so excited about Virgo. But I promised you that my little cup of joe with Jack, little video things would be about updates on what I'm doing with the inner structure. Now, the last time, one moment, I'll have you know this is my last cup of coffee. I can't even brew anymore because I've run out. I take it right down to the line before I have to go out and go grocery shopping or whatever because I just wish the days were longer and my energy were greater so that I could, well, I'm working on those areas. This isn't a complaint. This is an explanation. I love what I do so much, but I hate to have to break up my study and work time and research time to go out and do stuff, right? I was gonna say shit. Yeah, I do swear. I don't know. You'll get to know my personality. I'm a little bit crazy. Anyway, so yeah, so this is it. Okay, we're gonna see this quite a bit as we talk about the inner structure. But you remember the last cup of joe with Jack and the little I don't know. Anyway, a video before that, I was showing you how I was trying to get my daily experiences down into little cards, right? A little deck of cards for each day. That's a lot of work, but I'm not suggesting that you do that necessarily. I'm telling you that as my chosen experiment to really get into and explore and discover and experience what Jones and Rudyard talked about as being the inner structure of the Sabian symbols. This is a whole new realm of study with the Sabian symbols, application with the Sabian symbols, isn't it? This is something brand new. So, I feel like a pioneer in a lot of ways. Loving it. I feel like I found my magic. I found my thing. I found my, whatever you want to call it. I just love it. So these things I share with you are not necessarily for you to go and do them. You can. Heck, more the merrier as far as I'm concerned. If you are, drop me a line, let me know, because then there'll be two of us doing it, which is wonderful. But I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm doing these itsy bitsy steps, no matter how deep or how broad or how deep they go, in order for this system to speak back to me and keep showing me. It will grow itself. It will show me better and better ways, right? So this is just the beginning of the process, but I'm loving it. So I told you I'd share my updates with you. So guess what? Those pockets of experience, those little cards I made, have now, right? Because I started them back on Virgo 1. Well, I didn't, but I'm going back to Virgo 1 because Virgo's so important to me. I started, whatever the date, September 4th, I think, right? So I've got a lot of catching up to do. It makes my work very intense, but I'm loving it. Let me say something here. There is nothing more precious than your reality. Nothing. Nothing. Your life is precious. So when I get discouraged and I'm handling so many cards and having to go back and do so much work and everything, I remind myself, this is my life. This is my reality. The whole reason I'm doing this is to extract and recapitulate and see what I'm saying to myself. What am I doing? What am I up to? What's this business of being Rebecca, Sage, and Jack? What's she up to? And last night I heard the greatest quote, and I'll share it. But I'll share it in writing. But basically it was, we can only understand life backwards, but we can only live life forwards. So the inner structure is doing that. We're trying to understand through our life experiences as we keep going. And it's beautiful. Okay, back on point. See what I need to share so I can empty all this stuff out so I can keep going? All right, so I pondered, what do I do with all of these cards, all of these decks sitting there? How do I, and one of the areas was I needed to hone down the categorizations, right? Not, as I cautioned myself, not to limit it in order to make it easier for me to put myself into categories. No, we're talking about the human brain here. We're talking about the human heart here. We're talking about life experience here. So, but I can't have a zillion different categories. On the other hand, we need to find an equilibrium. So it was a matter of letting myself run free with categories, studying them, and really inspecting, and this took a lot of time, but inspecting, does this really fit in this category? Can I give it one category name and put both these things into it? Or is it asking to be its own category? And how will I match and mix and connect these dots, these life experiences? How will I do this? So this has taken a lot of thought. And I'm not saying I have the right answer. I'm saying I have my answer for now. But that was one consideration, what categories. The second consideration was, how do I display these for myself so that I can begin to attempt to make any sense out of it, right? And my mama helped me out. My daughter Alina had made my mother a photograph book. Well, I took all the photographs out and put them in a special place and actually sorted those out to immediate family and extra, you know what I mean. Birth family and then friends, people I didn't even recognize in the pictures. So those are kind of got sorted in the process too. But I got the album. So this says Virgo 1. This is the card for Virgo 1. Okay, so that's something I'm going to do, is have the sign right in front each time. And then I have these. Now, what are these? Oops, already things are falling out because these are pockets, right? So, well, I'll explain this later, because what I really want to get to is this. And I'm turning it quickly because you know what? These are my life experiences. So our inner structure work, it's very, very private, isn't it? It's very private. It's not to go tell the world about. It's not about any kind of grandiose magnanimity. It's not about that. It's about, we're going in, but we want to see ourselves. So For all I know, eventually, once I recapitulate and bring those all to a once this process gets defined, these may all end up in a ritual fire. This is very private. So I turned the pages quickly so you could see. But what I wanted you to see is that they're starting to organize themselves, aren't they? So that's my update. Um, Today we are at Virgo 17, explosion. Okay, a volcano in eruption. And I feel that's what my little cards have done. I woke up so happy today knowing that they were all sitting there. Yes, they're scattered, but organization, scattered in an organized fashion. And so the inner structure system continues to develop and grow. Um, I wish you a happy day. I know there's so much on our minds with the hurricanes, with the earthquake, with the solar activity. There's much on our minds. And one of my thoughts today was, you know, in the zodiac from Aries all the way to Pisces, we all experience and express our feelings about this and our concerns about this in different ways. Some, I've even seen some use humor, who are right in the midst of it. Well, that's one way God expresses herself, as I like to say. I've seen some counseling. Don't tell us what to do. We're right here in the middle of it and we know what to do. So that's a matter of wanting to retain control, which is very appropriate. You don't want to give your control away in a situation like that, do you? So as we hear people express their thoughts, I find that what I'm doing is I'm an information sharer. I'm just out there on Facebook sharing, oh, they're doing this and they're doing that. But I'm not complaining, and I'm not glorifying. I'm simply saying, oh, here's a different aspect. They're gathering up the homeless people. That's interesting. And my heart feels good because I have personal experience that there are times we do need to intervene when it comes to a matter of life and death. My feeling as a Pisces, as a person, as all that I am, is there does come a time. There comes a time when you need to intervene. This is a matter of life and death. So I am grateful that they're helping out the homeless people right now, even though the homeless people may be resisting it. So and that just comes from personal experience. So anyway, well, I'm rambling on now. I just wanted to share that stuff with you. I hope you have a wonderful day. All of our prayers are with those facing Irma. Our prayers are with those in Texas. All of our prayers are with those in Mexico. All of our prayers are with those in the Northwest who are experiencing such terrible fires. Many natural disasters going on. Search your mind, search your heart. Who are you to be in this situation? Who do you want to be? What part of God herself wants to express through you to the world that is suffering and hurting right now? I wish them strength, strong shoulders, strong backs, clear minds, and soft, vulnerable hearts to reach out to their fellow man so that everybody can make through these things together. Namaste. Have a lovely day.